Everyone, it is 8:35 in the morning of January 18th, 2022, and this is my pre-market strategy session. So the first thing that I'm looking at here is ATVI, and it is already halted in the pre-market, which is a little bit unusual, but it happens, and the reason that it's happening, so when I got in this morning, I got in, I don't know, probably a little bit after 8 o'clock in the morning and started doing my pre-market work. And ATVI wasn't on any of the scanners or anything. And so when I was kind of getting ready and looking at some stocks and looking at things I keep an eye on. And then all of a sudden this thing popped up on the scanner and it had already leapt, it had already like shot up, like by the time it hit the scanner, it was already up here. Like, it closed. Let's see, it closed the previous day. ATVI is Activision Blizzard Incorporated, video game company, right? So the previous close was at $65.39. And by the time I took a look at it, it was up here at $88 or so. And I was like, okay, well, I definitely missed the $20 plus move right there. So, if I jump on now, then, I'm chasing, which is, a no-go. And I was like, what's going on with this thing, right? So I was looking at the news, and the news was at that time, the news was Activision Blizzard fires more employees after sexual harassment reviews. I'm like, okay, it only took a couple minutes to dig for news. That's the only thing I could find. The only thing I could find was that it was firing employees for sexual harassment. And I was like, wow, well, okay, I guess getting rid of labor costs could be good for earnings. Maybe that's why it's popping up. Well, a few minutes later, actually, it took until the first news headline that popped up was at 8:26 that I saw. Now, this thing popped up 10 minutes prior to that. So somebody definitely got the news before I did, no doubt. Microsoft to buy Activision Blizzard in a deal. It's $68.7 billion. $68.7 billion. So Microsoft can, be competitive in the video game industry, I suppose. And there's really something to be said for the video game industry. I think right now, as of right now, and as of like about 5 years ago, actually, the video game industry has surpassed Hollywood in revenues, like blown Hollywood out of the water kind of thing. So the, entertainment is evolving. It's, it used to be, going to the movie theater, was, something that everybody did, but now, especially now, not anymore. People, have video on demand with, 65-inch, LED or, these huge LED or LED and plasma TVs and stuff. Home theaters really come along. So, yeah, and in conjunction with that, so Activision's got a bid. It's the trading is halted. The last trade on this was at 8:18 in the morning, which is strange. It says it on my level 2. It says it halted at, I guess here at 8:18. Yeah, here it is at 8:18 in the morning. There it is on that candle. Oops, I hate it when I move my Fibonacci's like that. I just moved my Fibonacci. It's so annoying. Let me see if I can refresh it. Refresh the thing. I don't know. Maybe it's back to where it was when I put it on this morning. Anyway, so what happens with this one today? It might reopen today. It might reopen for trading today. And if it does, usually acquisitions just run flat anyway. Usually when something's being acquired, it pretty much does this all day. There might be a couple, up and down ticks, but pretty much once something's the news is hit that something's being acquired, it's usually boom, that's it. That's what the price of the stock is. It's already hit it. So, Anybody that's been in ATVI and is profiting on this, God bless you. God bless capitalism. All right. So then next up is electronic arts. Now, why is electronic arts catching a bid this morning? It's off of sort of sympathy of Microsoft's acquisition of ATVI. So if you remember, it was 2016 or 2017, when, what was that? What's the Amazon owner's name? That guy, what is his name? That's funny. Now that I try and think of it, I can't think of it. Bezos. So Bezos bought Whole Foods. And the day that it was announced that Bezos bought Whole Foods, of course, Whole Foods stock price jumped by, I don't know, 25, 30, 35%. I don't remember exactly. But a whole basket of other grocers like Kroger, Giant, who knows, whatever. There were another 3 or 4 grocery stocks that jumped up on that same day, and it's because once these acquisitions start to take place, it can sometimes cause a ripple effect. Like, there could be some other billionaire, like, suppose for a moment Elon Musk decided he wanted to try and feed people. It can kind of get like popular among large mega cap CEOs or whatever to kind of pick their head up and take a look and say, oh wait, that's a good idea. I should do that, and I'm going to buy this grocer. So Microsoft bought ATVI, Activision, and the idea is, well, if Microsoft bought that, then maybe, I don't know, who else is out there, I don't know, suppose for a moment Bezos, Amazon, said, oh, you know what, I want electronic arts, or I want whatever, I'm going to buy this other video game thing. Because what's going on now is there are a lot of games that are being played that no longer require a console necessarily. A lot of there are games with the speed of the internet. There are games that are able to be played, online, through a web service. For example, there's a shooter game, a whole bunch of shooting games that you actually go online and you're playing sort of like in a virtual world. The software actually doesn't get processed. The game action doesn't actually get processed at the local level, like on the person's gaming machine or anything. It's all of that is sent. All those commands are sent to a central server, and there's so little latency, and the internet is so fast now that it can transfer. It can process that data and send it back to the user, from a central web service, essentially. So, So Activision, is getting acquired. Who else is going to be the target for an acquisition? Possibly. Well, let's pick up a handful of gaming stocks, and then see if somebody else picks up one of these things. It's not my play. It's not my kind of thing. But that's why Electronic Arts is catching a bid this morning off of Activision's back. And then the usual suspects here, the ones, so Tesla and Amazon have been really good opportunities. They definitely provide large moves in order to profit. Amazon's, I'm bearish Amazon, and my risk range here is 3,366. If it gets up that high today, I'd be really surprised to see it happen. But if it does, I'm a big time seller up there. And down here at 3160 is where I cover. It's where I'm looking to cover my shorts. So this morning, it's only 39 points away from its low. In its opening, it looks like it's going to try and open. Yeah, it's opening really low. I imagine it's going to try and come down here and tag this 3160 today. So there might be the opportunity to profit to the downside on this one. We'll see what happens. If this thing pops up, if it catches a bid this morning, I'd be surprised to see it go much higher than this 32.42 right here. I would be a big time seller right there if it makes it that high. In fact, I'm going to leave that on there and put an alarm. That would be it would be a pretty big move. But yeah, that's where I would start selling. It might be worth trying to just sell this thing right out of the gates. Tesla, I'm still bullish Tesla. Pardon me, still bullish Tesla. But Tesla's time is, this thing has a PE ratio of 334. Price to earnings, is really high, and we're coming into a period of time when high price to earnings ratios will get punished. So I might actually consider myself neutral on Tesla. If it makes a run for this bottom today, I'll probably try and buy it for a scalp. Then EEM. So once things start to settle out with the dollar, let me pull the dollar up here real quick. Risk range. So I've got the high end of the dollars bullish. That's the way it goes in when things get tough and people are looking for a place to protect capital, they go to the dollar. And the dollar, once the dollar gets to the high end of the range, I will be looking for an opportunity to start buying the emerging markets for a pullback on the dollar and a rise in the emerging markets. All right, and then let's see the broader market here. So if the SPY opened up right now, it would open up 1% lower than its previous close. Here's this short-term support and resistance lines. It's acting as support right now. If it opened up, it would open up just barely above it. Here you can see, and so I'm neutral on the SPY on the S&P as of right now. We're forecast to go into, the economy is slowing down. It's still growing. GDP is still positive and growing. So is inflation, but they're slowing down. That's all. It's not like they're going negative. Their growth is going negative, but they're in absolute terms, they're still positive. It's just a slowdown. So, if the general economy, the economy in general is going to slow down, and the Fed is starting to tighten monetary policy, then the stock market's going to correct. It's just the way it is. How much will it correct? I don't know. I don't know how things are going to go. If I were to take a guess, here's my guess. This is what the stock market will look like for the next given amount of time. Okay, then let's see the VIX. So the VIX is popping up here. The VIX looks to me as though it's no longer episodic and non-trending. The higher levels on the VIX now look as though they are somewhat trending here. So the economy slowing down and the Fed tightening, it's going to cause the VIX to go up. Things are my last video was the worm has begun to turn, and here it is. I don't think there might be some kind of a crazy sell-off. There might be some kind of crazy steep correction kind of thing. Well, it's possible, of course. Anything's possible. For the time being, though, I think we're going to meander sideways. Pretty much. Bitcoin is struggling with this 42,000 level. I was really surprised to see it make it back above this 42,000 level here after it closed below it on the 10th of January. Then it started making closes above 42,000 again. Now here we are back below 42,000. And it's, in my opinion, a close below 42,000 is bearish, and the next level of support is going to be down here at this support and resistance level. Somewhere around 33,000. Okay. And then, that's pretty good. That's going to be it. That's pretty much going to be everything that I'm watching today. Good luck out there. Keep your wrists tight. Click like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, tap the bell, and I will see you at the recap. I am out.